Howdy folks, Ben from Snowy's today with the most popular tent in the Oztent RV range, the RV5, set up behind me here now. This is a big tent. It weighs in about 25 kilos and the bag that it packs up into is about 2 meters long. So you want to make sure you've got a roof rack or a trailer to transport it in. And Oztent say it's a 5-person tent, but realistically it's used by, say, 2 people who want to fit 2 stretchers inside, or a touring family, a couple of adults and a couple of kids, plenty of room. So if we talk about the fabric that the tent's made of, this is an 8-ounce ripstop polycotton canvas. It's proofed, it's waterproof, it's seam sealed throughout, so it's going to keep you protected, and it's durable. The frame material, including these awning poles here, is a durable aluminium. So this is aluminium, the frame inside the tent is aluminium. As we move back to the tent here, all these mesh components, we've got a door inside here, we've got a vent at the top here, we've got windows on the side and another one at the rear that we'll show you shortly. They're all no seam mesh, so it's a really fine midge-proof fabric. And as we move down to the base of the tent, this is a heavy-duty PVC heat-welded floor that's going to offer tons of durability. We'll go around the sides and the back of the tent and I'll show you all the features around there. So looking at the side of the tent here, this is mirrored. It's the same on both sides. At the top of each corner is a guy rope pocket with a guy rope. In windy weather, if we're setting up for a long time, always set up the guy ropes. This is mesh that we can see on the outside here, and there is a weatherproof storm flap on the inside that's internally adjustable. As we move further to the back of the tent here, a couple more guy rope pockets on each corner. Like I said, always set the guy ropes up for long periods. At the rear of the tent, we've got a large mesh window for tons of ventilation with a storm flap at the top here. You can set this up one of 3 ways. Firstly, as it is now, rolled up. If we undo these 3 tabs, we can then zip it closed to keep the weather out completely. This storm flap here overlaps a long way, so you're not going to get any water inside that window. Alternatively, there are 3 guy ropes and a little stiffener bar in here, so you could peg this out like this as a small awning over the window to keep the rain out but allow the breeze through. That's pretty much all the features at the back. I do want to show you the zipper at the top here, which is for attaching the fly. So the fly is an optional accessory, but the attachment point is sitting here. It just simply zips on and all you need to do is peg it at the rear. Back at the front of the tent here, we'll talk about the awning. Now the awning comes out 2 meters. All the Oztent awnings are 2 meters out from the tent, but the RV5 is 2.6 meters across. So you get a nice big sheltered space at the front of your tent here. You don't have to set the awning up. You can leave it rolled up against here if you like, but this gives you a protected entryway. So the doors here are double doors. You've got a mesh panel, an insect-proof mesh panel, and a solid panel. These are sealed with a zip down the middle and zips across the bottom as well. And in this outside solid door, there is also a mesh vents at the top here. Now these are really important because this is a single skin tent. On cold nights, you can't get condensation inside. These mesh vents assist in reducing that condensation because it allows the hot air to escape out the top here. Last thing I mentioned on the front is down in the bottom corner here, a little power access point. This is where your power cord can access inside the tent. There's a little zip on here that's adjustable both inside and out to seal it up, but that gives you easy access to power your lights inside the tent. Now let's jump inside. So just inside the RV5 here now, that doorway I walked through is 1.9 meters in height. And it starts to slope straight away to the rear of the tent. So there's not a lot of standing space, but there's plenty of room on the floor. Before I talk about that, I'll mention the features. So at the rear of the tent here, we've got that big mesh window that I mentioned, tons of ventilation and plenty of light inside the tent. On each side at floor level, a couple of little storage pockets just to keep your essentials handy at night. We can now see the internal frame that we mentioned before, durable aluminium, and they're all replaceable parts. So if you do experience any damage, you can get replaceable parts for all of these. You've got that window on each side with an internally adjustable storm flap or internally closable storm flap, so you don't have to get up at night to open or close these. It's all done inside the tent. As I move up the tent, there's not much more to talk about. There aren't any lantern hooks or anything. You probably could hang a small lantern off of the pole at the back here, but you'd want to make sure it was lightweight. You wouldn't want a heavy one hanging off of that. So we'll talk about the floor space inside the RV5. Now, external dimensions are 260 centimeters by 260 centimeters, but you need to factor in the fact that the frame's on the inside that takes up a bit of space, and you've got this slope at the back here as well. Also important to note that the frame actually finishes here about 60 centimeters short of the back. So if you do put a mattress in here, it's going to be sitting over the top of this frame. So you want a nice thick mattress to pad that. Now in terms of fitting a stretcher in here, this is probably the only tent in the Oztent RV range that you can comfortably fit 2 stretchers in with space down the middle. I've got an Oztent King Goanna stretcher I'm going to bring inside and show you how it fits. So I've got the Kit & Goanna stretcher in here now. Now this stretcher mesh is 210 centimeters in length. It's 80 centimeters this way, but these bars at the end are actually 92 centimeters. Now it's snug against the wall there, and it's just where the edge of the tent is here. So it fits comfortably. If I was to put 2 of these in here, I'd probably have about 70 or 80 centimeters of space down the middle. So it makes it pretty functional. I could put them the other way as well. I'd probably only have about 40 centimeters of space, 40, 50 centimeters of space at the end. So the RV5 is the only tent in the RV range that you can really comfortably fit 2 full-size stretchers into. That is all the features of Oztent's RV5 Canvas Touring Tent, the most popular one in the range. Look, if you're a touring couple and want a bit of space, you want to fit 2 stretchers in there, or if you're a family of 4, this is probably your best bet from the RV tent range. You can grab them off our website at snowies.com.au, lowest prices every day, and we'll deliver to just about anywhere in Australia. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching.